All right, everybody. So, welcome to your weekly announcements for the week of November 20th, 2022. Now, I realized that last week's video was a little bit rough and a little turbulent, and you didn't really understand too much of what I was saying because of me being in a rush and all of that. Well, that won't happen again, although I don't apologize for that. Because I knew what I was doing. And, as I say, look at the glass half full. You got the information. I gave you the info for the week. I gave you the announcements. That's what's important. It's not how I present them, it's not how I present myself. These videos are just for the informative purposes of what I'm trying to present to you. It's just giving the information out to you. So I may go very slow and take my time, or I may be kind of rushed. So, variety is the spice of life. This is how many times I did these videos. I mean, I don't care if they're flawed to the bone. I will not redo the video. I don't care if I don't take it seriously or if I say unpleasant things or whatever. I am not going to do it again because the first time is the only time. When you do it a second time, boom, it has to be a third time. Maybe it has to be a fourth time and a fifth time. I mean, you might as well just keep doing it until it's perfect if you do it a second time. I'm not going to repeat the same information twice, even if I totally mess it up. I'm not going to repeat it again. I'm not going to redo the video. I don't care if I don't get through it all. I don't care if I forget important information. Whatever happens, I'm not going to redo it. I think that applies to my main YouTube channel as well. Yeah, even that. Especially that. Because that's what I'm putting out there. I certainly want to feel good about what I'm presenting, not, I'm presenting this same thing over and over again and feeling all the pressure to make it perfect. And that mindset of having to, make this perfect and, cross all the T's, dot the I's, be super conscious, hyper conscious, and hyper aware of, I have to say this absolutely right. I have to say the right words. I don't want to make something up, or, I want to include enough information in this, or maybe I'm including too much information. Talk about stress. And it's not necessarily the thing itself that makes me feel stress. It's just my approach to it. I mean, I am learning to trust myself with washing my hands, with hygiene, now with what comes out of my mouth. I may say some things that may be made up. You may not understand. I may not understand, but they're in my mind and they're just like there. The thought, oh, should I say it? Should I say it? And then I hesitate. Well, Mercury is in Sagittarius, and I find that very empowering to just let it out. And that's what I'm going to do. Might not, again, I could go into my whole rationale for explaining that. But anyway, okay. I also know that I, hold on for a moment. Okay. There we go. Now I feel better. All right. Now, whoa, I'm back. Okay. All right. So I really didn't want to do that, but I had to. Otherwise, I would be kind of stabbing myself in the foot, sabotaging myself, fighting with myself. And that would impact me giving out this information. I mean, if you want me to give that, this goes for meetings as well. If you want me to be at my best, I have to feel secure. It's either I feel secure or insecure. I will not go through an experience having an insecure thought. I'd rather leave the party and miss out on the best part of the party so that I can take care of myself and come back and only get what's left over and then feel better inside myself. I would rather take that loss than to, try to enjoy it, try to have fun. Then I just feel that feeling inside me, have that thought about something physical. So, yeah, I have to, there is healthy detachment, there is healthy self-trust. Yet, I'm not going to move in a certain way and get all worked up about that. But, so yeah, I have to feel secure. And I'm really working on self-trust and really working on all those things. It's not easy. Let me give you a metaphor for what actually this is going to be one of the announcements, but let me just, I don't have the pen, and maybe that's a good thing because it's not easy to let go. It's hard. It's very difficult. It takes a lot. And when you let go, it's so easy to get back into the same patterns and do the same things. It's not easy. Pluto doesn't make things easy. Now, with every mentioned guest, with every mentioned person, with every astrologer, with every spiritual person, there's going to be an expression, a way of expressing them. And, here's what I have to say. If you follow, the work of Aaron Doughty, I hate to say this, but, let me know down in the comments section if you honestly think that I remind you of Aaron Doughty. If you honestly could see me turn into another version of him. If you think I have the potential to become him with where I'm going, I see a resemblance. A couple things I will say is, I talk about oversimplification. You can speak about something so confidently, but that doesn't mean that it's easy. Some things are just way easier said than done. Oh, and I found it, so it's not easy. It's not easy to drop a pin, preferably one that doesn't have a YouTube logo on it, because that's just rubbing it into people how successful you are. Same with using eligibility features. I spoke about all of that last night on the video. I don't want to go on that, go off on that rant again. But, there's a story attached to the pen. But even releasing a pen is way easier than involving something which is so it's so important to you that it's hard to let go. And sometimes it really, really takes a lot to let go. I mean, my grandparents I don't think they're going to let go of their house anytime soon. And they find, I mean, I don't want to assume anything about anyone. But the truth is, there's two forms of attachment. It can either go one of two ways, healthy or unhealthy. Healthy attachment. Oh, this book I received at Christmas and I hold very near and dear and I love it. And it's my pride and joy. Well, keep it. But in my case, these books make me feel so guilty. Oh, when I look at these books, I cannot feel pure. Whatever well, okay. That's an unhealthy attachment. Let it go. And again, releasing books, letting them go. It's really, I want to be real. Generally, it's easier to do than depends on the person. Depends on just what they hold dear and what's the most important to them. I find my hygiene to be very important. And so certain things I am not willing to let go of. You can drop a pen and then say, wow, that's easy. Because it's a pen. Of course it's easy. But, that's, I just find that very oversimplified. Certain things are like, TikTok and Instagram Reels and Shorts on YouTube where it's so simple. But, if you have to get real about the experience, it's not. It is hard. Scorpio isn't a light, simple sign. It really is about going into that kind of basement territory and going through the whole ringers. I'm kind of, losing my substantiality on this, so I'm going to stop because I am not the expert on this. However, you can find a lot of other, sources on this. That's where I just want to stop speaking about it. But, when we express people, it's all about their flaws. It's all about what is wrong, what they could improve on. And everyone could improve. You can find things with me that you want to express to me. Flaws that I am sure I am flawsome. I have so many flaws. I can guarantee you I have so many flaws that you see that I perceive. Yes, nobody is perfect. There are ways to express people. If you feel that there are, that's most important. Anyway, I could go on talking about that, but let me get real. Let's get into these announcements, because why am I making this video? Just to, no. So let's get into this week's announcements. It is November 20th today. It is Joe Biden's birthday today. that is, it's a controversial birthday. He is a very controversial person, looked at in a very controversial way. So, of course I can say that. Of course I can shout out people's birthday. Of course I can. Of course I can. I don't curse. I don't offend. I don't call people like. Here's the thing. And this is just coming up. Pam Gregory. I noticed that when I watch her videos, she appears very kind of restrained. If that's how she naturally is and how she not naturally wants to be. Enough said. I personally feel like I'm holding myself back and I could do way more and I could go the extra mile and take the liberty and say things that may be a little bit off the beaten path, that may be a little dazzling or like, what? I haven't heard that word before. Are you sure that that's real? Well, it's real because it came up in my mind and it just sits there like a, child that wants to be picked up and nurtured and taken. Just waiting until I, pick up the, like a phone ringing. The phone rings. The only way to make it stop ringing is to just pick it up. While it's just the safe way to restrain yourself and only say things that are real and take it safe. Oh, Mercury and Taurus. I've heard something that they want to keep the same things because they're afraid of taking risks. Well, I'm not going to be afraid of taking risks with what I say. And I think I've been taking this way too seriously. I've been getting stressed out about some of the things I'm saying. I'm worrying if it's right or, sane or whatever it may be. I'm sick of worrying about that. So what? So what? If I say something and I watch myself and I'm super embarrassed by it. I was not limiting myself. And to me, that is most important. To me, being authentic, to me, being free is true perfection. I mean, that's, really, you being the perfectly imperfect version that you are is perfection to me. And maybe that's how it was for me all along. Maybe that's how it is all along. Who knows? But anyway, so November 20th, what is going on today? Well, today you have the concert. All three of the different signs, and then the song of Mars and Gemini. Now, this is where it kind of gets into some random territory. There will be a screen that will be projected at the concert, and there will be images showing the different songs and what I want to show. For example, with Sagittarius, I'm going to show telephone lines. They're out on the road. Sagittarius is about traveling. There you go. That's the image that I see when I think of Sagittarius. I see telephone lines. That's what I see. Mars and Gemini, I see badminton and tennis net. I don't know why I do, but I do. So I'm going to show that. The lunar eclipse in Taurus is going to be another song. What else? The Jupiter going back to, I mean, all the songs that you as members of the choir have been practicing for the astrology of fall 2022 and all three of the zodiac signs. Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. That is what the songs will be about. Now, on last week's video, I said that there would be a recession. If I said that, I meant a reception beforehand, and that is going to be from, I'd say, about 5:30. I'd say 5 o'clock through about 7 when the concert begins. So about a 2 hour, maybe I'll push it back to 4:30 actually. So 4:30 through 6:59, 7 o'clock. Yeah, I like 7. The reception will be from 4:30 this afternoon through 7 o'clock tonight. And the reception will be featuring, it'll be in the dining hall in the, Minton building, of course. Where else would it be? There'll be drinks, there'll be snacks, there'll be desserts, there'll be hot food, there'll be, everything. It certainly will not be underwhelming. And I want to make sure that what I do does not underwhelm you. Definitely not. So yeah, there'll be several things. Like, cheesecake, tiramisu for dessert. Even, many versions of that, like, portable, versions. Fruit, pineapples, cantaloupe, kiwis, strawberries, blueberries, whatever is in season at this time of year. That's the most important, is to get seasonal fruits. So that will be there, because obviously you want fresh fruit and etc. People will be there from all the Mentons, and that'll go on. You'll get to meet people and get your snack and drink, and then by 6:30, everyone involved in choir needs to quit hanging out at the reception and get dressed and get prepped and get going for them to go into the rehearsal room to rehearse their concert. And of course, you have practice with that for those involved in choir. And then you'll go backstage, wait around for everybody until you're ready to go on stage, walking in professionally and all those little details. And then I will be sitting in the audience, and we'll all be sitting and watching you perform. And I'm really, I'm honestly very excited to see this performance. It'll definitely be way better than the performance I saw the other day, which was 5 out of 10 mediocre. All right. Yeah. So I'm really, really excited. It should be about a 2-hour performance from 7 o'clock through about, 9:30. I mean, whatever gets done. It'll get done at that time, and then we'll go home. Everyone will leave, go on buses, go in their car, go in their cars. For those who live at the Invention, you'll go back to your living quarters, and for those who are not involved in the Invention, well, don't. Of course, you're involved in the Invention. For those who don't live at the Invention, you will not be staying. Of course, you'll go back home. So it's going on October 20th. We have a lot going on this week, so brace yourself. Okay, November 21st, I already made a video about this, so it'll be a Nodal Challenge Day. That video, actually there'll be several Nodal Challenge Days, so that'll be one. I think that November 28th, 29th, and 30th, all three of those will be Nodal Challenge Days. December 3rd, And we still have to see the Edmonton leader who sets that up, and I have it's still kind of debating. So that will go on amongst and amidst what we're doing. And all the plans that I have to get in, because I don't really want it to be one day. I want it to be a bunch of different days. And, really, I made sure that there will be no actors who are acting as the people to get you to move to your North Node when you go to this event on the 21st. For those who want to and are up for a stretch and a challenge and a test of their evolutionary strength. I said no actors, totally authentic. Unless you're really, really good actors. Oh, no. Not, no. I do not, I will not be in a situation where people are acting like somebody else and having a conversation with me. Absolutely not. You be yourself and talk to me like that. And that goes back to September 22nd of last year. There was a time and place for, having fun and, talking in a, your, own voice, a made up voice, and having fun. Absolutely. I encourage it. Embrace it, celebrate it. But, there are those boundaries. And that's, absolutely practical. When you're teaching a class, when you're presenting yourself, you kind of have to be yourself. So, yeah. So if you're going to be someone else, do it very, very well. Authentically, it has to come from within, where you're expressing yourself, not fake, not superficial, not stupid, not lame, not ho-hum. No, absolutely not. So that's the 21st. And all the little details. Actually, it may just go on the whole. Yeah. So, buses will be coming at different times throughout the morning and afternoon. You can choose your bus, go whenever you want to, leave whenever you want to, or drive in your car whenever you want to. If you travel about that way, and if you have a car, if you get picked up by a friend, or family member, talk with them, chat with them about when you want to come, when you want to go, and if you want them to go with you, absolutely. The more the merrier. This is an open door. This is a very social and celebratory event. So, absolutely, there is never too many people to do this. And I encourage way more people. I encourage whoever wants to do it. So absolutely. Okay, now can I please move on? November 22nd, Sagittarius Music Day and choir al fresco singing. Okay. Now last year, if you can recall, the choir sang the Frozen chorus, ya 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 Hana. That is actually going to be sung by Libembe Grocers and Libembe Grocers Menton, and that will be performed on the hill of Juandus in the morning. So for those people who want to go there from all the Mentons, really, if you want to attend buses and information. I don't want to have to give out the details. Okay, so that's where Susan, Linda, and Daniel can fill you in on the finer details, but I don't really want. So yeah, but that'll be going on Do Undos at the Hill of Do Undo's. There'll be choir singing the song and singing the chorus, and you'll get to listen to them, and it should be really a fun enchanting um and legendary, maybe it's not legendary, but um memorable, very positively memorable experience. So um and that should be really exciting. um yeah, and it'll be all a cappella with some drums, with some percussion, and some descant, and some voice parts to spice it up a little. Who knows what they are deciding to do. I'm really looking forward. I want to be surprised, but I'm sure that it will be phenomenal. um, what? Okay, all right. So, that is November 22nd. This is part one of the announcements. Part two will be coming up very quickly.